Okay then. So let's do a quick recap about the yesterday session. We were discussing about the NVL function, the extension of NVL function, null value function, which is this function is going to accept three arguments. And if you want to perform a kind of operation where you have, for example, let us say that you have a commission column, okay, and if you find that the value inside the commission column is null, then you need to perform some operation. If the value is not null, you need to perform another operation. If you want to perform two such operations based upon the null value, you can go for NVL function which accepts three arguments. So we have seen some example. For example, if the first condition is not a null value, right? You get what the expression to. These are the examples. If first condition is null value, you get expression 3 as an output. If the first condition is not null, you will get the expression 2 as an output. Right, and we have seen one example on top of that. And also we have completed the, we have seen the complete picture about the like operator. Like you have some operators like wildcard operators, and these are the wildcard operators, percentile symbol and the underscore symbol. By using these two combinations, you can retrieve the particular data that we are looking for. Actually, if you want to retrieve the data whose name starts with the letter S, you can do that by using the wildcard operator. If you want to retrieve the data like of a person with 3 characters, you can also do that by using the underscore wildcard operators, right? And if you want to retrieve data whose second letter is something like O, you can use that. You can retrieve that data along with the wildcard operator. You can also use these combinations for the date data type as well, right? And at last we have seen about how to retrieve a particular alphanumeric data by using the like operator. We have also discussed that, right? And the importance of escape character. So by this I can say that the general operators are completed. Today we will start discussing about the the functions in Oracle SQL. Functions. Function. So what is this function? What is this function? When I say function, a function is something like if you have a piece of code, you want to execute a piece of code repeatedly, right? I can go for function. But if I want to perform some operations, the same operation over and over again, instead of writing the code for that, I can place that code in a particular function so that I can execute that piece of code repeatedly. For example, if I have a function like add function, right? I just want to add two numbers like a plus b. I just want to add two numbers. So instead of writing c equal to a plus b every time, instead of writing c equal to a plus b, 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 instead of doing it over and over again, so I just place my actual piece of code which is fulfilling my requirement in a function like addition, add function, right? After doing it, I will execute this add function repeatedly. I will execute this add function repeatedly so that my requirement will be fulfilled. So function is used for what? You have a piece of code, and if you want to execute that piece of code repeatedly, you can place that particular code in a function so that you can call the function over and over again, so that your requirement is fulfilled, as well as the code will be reused, and the complete source code will be concise. There are a lot of advantages of using the function, right? So likewise, even in SQL there is a concept called functions concepts are there, right? So the importance of function concept is, you can do the same thing. If you have a requirement for each and every one of your requirement, there are some functions, there are some predefined functions available in Oracle SQL, right? So what I can say, the function is what? To perform I can say that it performs some task as per the given input values and returns an output value. Okay. It performs some task as per the given input values, and it is going to return an output value or values. Okay. Oracle supports the functions in two types. There are two types of functions that is being supported by the Oracle SQL. Okay. There are two types of functions is supported by the Oracle SQL. Oracle. I can say the Oracle DB. Okay. So they are, one is what we have something like predefined functions. Predefined functions. The second one is the user defined functions. Predefined functions, and you also have what? You also have the user defined functions. Okay. So predefined functions are, it is like it is already designed by the Oracle people. They are the functions which has already been designed by the Oracle people. If you want to utilize those functions, if you want to import those functions, or if you want to utilize those functionalities, you can use what? You can use predefined functions. It is only used in SQL and PLSQL. It is used in SQL and PLSQL. Okay, and the user defined functions. User defined functions are kind of, it is an option given to the developers so that they can define their own functions. They can write their own functions. Okay, me as a developer, you and me can design our own function. We can write our own function so that our own requirements can be fulfilled. If you get an option to design your own function, you can design that. And when you design your own functions, it is called as what? The user defined functions. Predefined functions are what? Defined by the SQL. I mean, they are already defined by the Oracle people. But the user defined functions, like if you have an option, if you get an option to design your own functions, then you can you can design the user defined functions. But to design the user defined function, you can do that only in the PLSQL language, advanced SQL. Okay. It is used in PLS. It is used in advanced SQL, not in SQL. Okay. Now let us understand. Let us see the definition, the exact definition of predefined functions, and what are the predefined functions that we have. Let us discuss. Let us go into detail. Okay, the first one, predefined functions. Okay, I can say that they are the built-in functions. They are the built-in functions because it is already defined by the Oracle people. Okay, please be informed that the predefined functions are the built-in functions in the Oracle database. Okay, and again it is further categorized into two types. Further categorized into two types. The first one is the single row functions you have. It is also called as the scalar functions, and you have the multi-row functions. Single row functions, multiple row functions. It is called as, you can call this as the aggregate functions, or grouping functions. Right? So let us understand in detail about what? Detail about the single row functions first of all. Single row functions. Okay, the functionality of single row functions are like when you are using this function, it is just going to return only one value. Okay, so the function can be anything. The function can be anything, but when you when you observe one thing, you can get only one return value. It is going to return only one value. The value can be anything. So that's why, so single row function is nothing but you get the single return value. Only one return value you will get. If you use that function, you will get only one return value. And again, there are many types of there are many functions which returns only one value, and those functions are called as what? The single row functions. I can say that, okay, the single row functions returns only one value. Okay, and there are many types of single row functions. Okay, you have something like the numeric functions you have. Okay, second one is a character function you have, or character or string functions, I can say. Okay, and you have something like date functions. You have a lot conversion functions and analytical functions. Conversion functions. Fifth one is what? Analytical functions. Okay, so these are coming under, all these functions are coming under the single row functions category, okay, which is also called as the scalar functions. We will look into detail one by one for the better understanding, so that you will become much comfortable with the functions. Okay, there are some scenarios where we will apply all these functions. So the scenario depends upon the requirement. Okay, what kind of data you want to fetch exactly. It is not only like we can just fetch the data records by using the operators. Okay, there are so many ways and there are so many manipulations that you can do. Those manipulations are typically done by what? The functions. Okay, the functions are very important because most of the time the complex data retrieval or the complex data modification or the manipulations can successfully be completed by using these functions. Let us understand, first of all, let us understand how you call a function. First of all, how to call a function. How to call a function. The syntax. Syntax, I can say that select. Okay, write the function name. Okay, and you have to define what? You have to define the values inside. Okay, from 12. So, sir, you are saying select, you are saying function name, you are saying everything is okay. Then what is this dual? What is this dual? Every time I am mentioning this dual. Every time, even in the previous class, even in my last classes, somewhere I have mentioned this dual table. What is this dual actually? Why we are using dual every time? What is the actual use and what is the significance of using the dual? Right, so simply I can conclude that, let us understand about what is dual first. simply we can conclude that, okay, dual is just a table, guys. Dual is what? Dual is just a table. Dual is a table. When I say table, it is a table. It is not just a table. It is a system defined table. Dual is a table, and I can say that it is a system defined table. System defined. Okay, or I can say that predefined. Predefined table available in where? Available in the Oracle database. Okay, in the Oracle database, they have already designed a table. The name of the table is what? The name of the table is dual. It is already there. Okay, now the question is, why they have designed this, the system designed or the predefined table in the Oracle database? Right? Very simple. It is designed just to test the functionalities. Test the functionalities. Or else I can say that test the function of test a function functionalities, or the test the functionalities of a function. Functionalities of a function. If you have a function, if there are many, you are going to create your own user defined functions in the future, or now if you want to understand that how the particular function is working, you want to understand things like that, right? How the particular function is working, what are the input values that you are passing, and what are the output values that you are receiving. Before applying those functions in the actual table, you will try to apply that function in the dual table, and you will get some understanding. You're going to test that, okay, how the how the syntax is, if the syntax is correct, if the function name is correct, if the combination of inputs and outputs are correct, if the output is coming as expected, if the input is going as expected, like that. Okay, if you take any function, before applying it in the real table, you just want to test that functionality. For that, you will be using what? You will be using the dual table, right? I can say that it is used to test the functionalities of a function. Okay, and the next thing is, when I say dual table, you can just imagine like one row and one column. This is a one row and one column table. Okay, so I can conclude that it contains only one row and one column. Okay, so when it is containing, when it has only one row and one column, I can also call it as what? I can call it as what? The dummy table. It is a dummy table in Oracle database. Why it is a dummy table? Because it is a table that is used for testing the functionalities. You just test it, that's it. To test that, you will use that. So they have named it as what? Dummy table as well, the Oracle database. So I can say that it is also called as what? It is also called as the dummy table in the Oracle database. Right? Let us see in detail how to how the let us see how to view the structure of the dual table. How to view the structure of the dual table. Structure of the dual table. I am saying it has only one row and one column. I want the proof. If I want to show the proof, it is just like this, guys. You have a table, right? Let us say that you have a table, right? When you have only one column wise, it has only one column, and row wise also it has only one column and one row. This one column, one C, okay, and you have one row. This is called as the dual table, right? I want to view the dual table in the database. Actually, how I can do that? Okay, I can use the disk command, right? You remember the disk command, DESC. describe the table. Okay, by using that describe command, we will be able to see, we can view the structure of the table. Let me open my SQL Plus. It's taking some time. Yes. It's opening. Let it get open. Meanwhile, let me give you the structure. Okay, syntax to view the structure of the dual table. What it says, des command followed by the table name, which is dual. Right. Okay, let us connect to our DB. Let us establish the connection. My DB 7 a.m. is the table, username. My DB 7 a.m. is the password. Okay, the connection has been established. Now what I am trying to do, I am just doing disk dual. I want to see how the structure of the dual table looks like. Okay, what it says, you have the name of the table. See, dummy. So it means it's a dummy table, and you have what? You have the column. Only one column you have, which is what? The column name is varchar2. Right? The name of the data type of the column is what? The varchar2. So just like this. Let me copy this and let me put it here. Okay. Now if I see, now let me do some manipulation. I want to see the data inside the dual table. So let us say that select start from dual. Okay. So if you see, you have the D and you have the X. Okay, which is representing what? D means representing the one, there is only one column and you have only one row of what? Just X. Okay, when you have a table with only one row and one column. No, see, if you look at it, select start from EMP, employee table, or EMP6. Yesterday we have created this table like this. Start from EMP6. Okay, we did not commit. Let us say that select start from EMP. Okay, you have the employee table, and there are many columns here, and there are many rows here. Okay, this is how it is supposed to look. But when you have a table with only one row and one column, so this is the column name, and this is the what? This is something like the row. I cannot say that this is a row name. This is something like a kind of what? The empty column, empty row. Right, one column and one row. So d by x is defining what? One column and one row. Usually, since it is empty, there is no data available, and we as a user, we also cannot use this effectively. Use this table effectively. So there are some cases where we will be seeing where we will be using this dual table for the merge operations in the future. But for now, it is just a table which has only one row and only one column to test the functionalities. One column and one row. How to view the dual table? What did I just do? Select star from dual. So this is the command for the description. This is command for the view. Okay, let us apply this for all our numeric functions. The first function is what? Numeric function. First function is numeric function. Okay, numeric function. And inside this numeric function, there is a function called the ABS function. ABS function. Okay. The definition of the ABS function is like, so if you have the negative values, for example, in a particular column, if you have a negative values, and if you want to convert those negative values to the positive values, then you can go for what? You can go for the ABS function. You can say that it is used to convert the negative sign, the negative signature, negative sign values into the positive sign values. First thing, okay, the typical syntax for it is, okay, ABS, it is going to accept only one argument. It accepts only one. Okay, let us test this function by using the dual table. Okay, let's test it. Test this function. How I can test this function? Let me clear this. Okay, select ABS. Name of the function is ABS. I want to find the if I pass -12, if I pass a negative value, if I just pass a negative value, then I am using the dual table. I am using the ABS function. I am just passing the negative value. Now you see the output is positive. Okay, so my definition is getting justified here, yes or no? When I pass something like -100, and if you see that the output is going to be positive. All the negative numbers are getting converted to positive numbers. Sir, what if I pass the positive number itself? I don't want to pass the negative number, I just want to pass the positive number. Okay, positive number is also positive. The idea here is all the you can pass negative numbers. If you pass negative numbers, that gets converted to positive number. Right? If you pass positive numbers also, no issues, the output will not be affected. The output is always going to be positive. So whatever the number you pass, either can be negative number or can be positive number, the output is always going to be positive. I can also say this in another way. If you pass a negative number, that gets converted to the positive number. Okay, the main purpose of this ABS function is to convert all the negative values to the positive values. Okay, as simple as that. We will apply this in a real-time example. Okay, this is just the idea behind the ABS function. Okay, this is the idea. Okay, let us take the employee table. What can we do? Yes, we can do something like, okay, get page size, lines 150, select start from employee. So we have the list of employee table. Okay, in our employee everything is positive. Let me create our own table. Okay. Create table employee 7 I am taking. Okay, I want to take employee number of integer type, then employee name of worker2 type, worker2 type of 20. Then I am taking something like I just want to take a column. Okay, let me take the salary column. Okay, salary column of we take integer type only. Integer type, and I want to take commission column of integer type. Okay, I have created a table with 4 columns: employee number, employee name, salary column, and the commission column. Right. So what I want to do, I just want to add some data. Insert into, okay, emp7. Okay, values. Let me insert the random values 101, comma Suresh, comma salary something like 10,000, and the commission is something like, let us take the commission as 400. Okay, first data is inserted. Second data, Ramesh. Okay, salary is 1000. I want to insert null here. Okay, third, Mukesh. Okay, 103. Okay, the salary is, let us take 500. Okay, I want to take commission as 1000. Okay, fourth one, Vignesh. $700. I want to take null here. Okay, fifth one, last one, Rakesh. Commission is 300. Okay, now you see I have some data. I have inserted some data in my newly created table. Let us see that data. Select star from employees, EMP. We have some data and look at this commission column. Some commission, some values of the commissions are existed. Some are not. Some as the null values. Now I want to do something like select star. Let us say that select employee name. Employee name, salary, commission. Okay, I'm selecting the employee name column, salary column, and the commission column also. After this, I am want to manipulate the commission column. So commission column minus salary, I'm saying as total underscore salary. Okay, from EMP sum. EMP sum. Yeah, this will not make any sense. Now what I am trying to do, I want to select only the columns of employee name. Okay, employee name is selected, salary is selected, commission is also selected. I want to perform a manipulation on the commission column. What kind of manipulation I am doing? I want to say I am just subtracting the commission with the salary, and I want to get this evaluation under the column called total salary column, right? From which table? Employee table. The moment I do this, you see the negative values, right? Some kind of negative values. So 9600, 900, and you are getting something like 500. And you see here, since this is a null value, I have already said you, right? If you perform any operations on null value, the output is going to be null only. So commission is null minus salary, null only, and commission is null here, and null minus salary, null only. But if you see, you are doing 400 minus 10,000. No one is going to do that in the real time. But there are some cases, where this kind of operation will be performed. Okay, to overcome the negative results. Okay, so anyhow, the output is expected to be negative. When you subtract the lower number with higher number, definitely the output is going to be negative. But again, if you observe something here, even though it is negative, but you can see the exact difference, right? So if you convert this to positive, then the output is going to get what? Output is going to be justified in these two scenarios, especially for these two scenarios. Output is going to be and also the commission is always going to be less than the salary. So I have just taken the opposite here. Ignore this. The commission is always going to be less than the salary. Here the salary is high, the commission is salary is less, the commission is high. Now I want to use the ABS function here. I want to use what? ABS function. Okay, what I will be doing? Select. I'm just giving you the situation, that's it. So there are many places where you can comfortably use this ABS function as per the requirement. So this is one of the situation I am taking. I want to ensure that the output is what? These two negative values are becoming positive, and these positive values should remain positive itself. Now you see, select star, or else let us say the select employee number, okay, employee name or e-name, I mean it's e-name, you have salary component, okay, and you have commission component. Okay, after this, you want to use the ABS function. okay, which is performing an operation called, this function is accepting an operation called commission minus salary operation. Okay, the same operation you want to do, but this time you want to do that, you want to ensure that this operation is getting performed on the ABS function, because it is expected that the output is going to be, some values are going to give the negative results. You want to convert that into the positive, and you just want to display that in the console as total underscore salary. Okay, from EMP. So you see the output. Okay, the output is not like, see, you, all the negative values are converted, and all the positive values are remaining the same. But this is not making any sense. Okay, you are just doing the commission minus salary. When you just perform the commission minus salary, right, the commission should always be lesser, but I have taken the higher commission here. But still, if you see, the difference is same now. Difference wise, when you say the difference wise, the difference is same. And when you see the total salary is like without commission, how the salary is, how much the salary is. Okay, this is salary, which is representing what? The salary that is without commission. If the person is not taking any commission, how much the salary is going to be. Okay, so this is salary minus commission, you get the actual salary. So I am supposed to use the actual salary column name here, but I have taken total salary, no issues. But this is the idea here, converting the negative values to the positive values. So this kind of operations can be performed by using a function called ABS function. Making sense, everyone? Yes, no? Can I get yes from everyone?
Yes, sir.
This is one of the examples. Huh? There are many places where you can use this. You would be forced to use this ABS function. So this is as a kind of example I am giving it to you. Okay, now the next function is something like, you have what, the seal function. Seal function. Okay. It is a function that returns a value which is more than or equal to the given expression. Okay, which is more than or equal to the given expression. So what does it really mean when I say syntax? I want to represent the syntax object CEIL, which is going to accept only one argument here. I can use this field seal function. I can pass any values. So the values can be, by, if you ask me about the value can be like 10.35. The second value can be like let us say that 10.95. Yeah, the third values could be like 10.0. Okay, if I give these values to, if I give each and every value to the seal function, give this value to seal function, the seal function will perform a kind of conversion. Okay, this 10.5 gets converted to what? Is going to get converted to the nearest value. So it will consider the nearest value of the next decimal number, which is 11. It will get rounded off to the nearest value. It should be what? It should supposed to be what? It should supposed to be 11. And again, if we want to take 10.95, it will get rounded off to the nearest value of the next decimal number, which is what? 11. And again, if I give 10.5 to the seal function, what it does, it is going to, keep this same like that, because it is actually in the correct decimal order 10.0, which is completely divisible. It is a full without any fractional part. The number is without any fractional part. The fractional part itself is 0, so it would remain 10 itself, 10.0 itself. That's why I said which is more than or equal to the given expression. Okay. I can just give a conclusion for this seal function, like, right? It is used to, it returns a value which is more or in equals to the given expression. Returns a value is more or equal to the given expression. Examples. Okay, we will test this function again by using the dual table. Okay, select field, let me say 10.67. okay, now if you see, you will getting 11, right? Let me do 10 point you know 98. Now what we will be getting? Answer 11 only, right? 11. But if I do 10.0, the answer would be 10 itself.
10.
So these are the typical scenarios for what? These are the typical scenarios for the seals function. So this output is giving justification for the statement that I have just given, isn't it? Let me write it here. So if you understand one function, understanding remaining functions are going to be just like a cakewalk. Okay, it is going to be very, very easy. You just need to understand how this can be used effectively in a table. Okay, what is its actual functionality? If you get that understanding, then remaining functionalities are very easy. Next function is what that is called as floor function. Okay, this is just the opposite to the seal function, right? The floor function returns a value which is less than or is equal to the given expression. Okay, the syntax. Okay, floor function will accept only one argument, n. Argument can be n. This n can be anything. Okay, let us say that this n is something like 10.95. okay, or n is something like 10.45. n is something like 10.0. In this case, if you give 10.5, 10.95 to the floor function, it is going to return the least decimal number by eliminating the fractional part. 10.95 is the fractional number, isn't it? 10.95 combination of integer and the fractional number is going to return the least decimal number. It will be rounded off, guys. It will be basically rounded off, but it will be rounded off to the least number. Okay, 10.0 will get. We will also get 10.0. If it is equal, also you will get 10.0. Right? So rounding off is getting happening. So select floor 10.98 from 12. Okay, it is getting rounded off to 10. But if you select 10.00, same thing. If you pass the expression which is equal to the which is equal to the number which has no fractional part, okay, you get the same number. If it has a fractional part, you will get a number that is going to get rounded off to the least one. The least one means there are two chances. No, for this number, you can do the rounding off two ways. One is what the next nearest number is 11, or the actual number which is 10. So the floor will consider the actual number. The seal will consider the next nearest number when this numbers has the fractional part. That's it. Okay. This is all about what the floor function and the examples. Right, and third one is we have something like mod function. Okay, so it returns the remainder of a given expression. Okay. So please be informed that the mod function returns the remainder of the given expression. Okay, so from the mod function syntax, this mod function accepts two arguments, mod n comma m comma n. Is going to accept what? Two arguments. The mod function accepts two arguments. Right? What it is going to do actually, for example, let us say that the two arguments are like 10 10 comma 2, or else the two arguments can be like 10 comma 3, or else the two arguments can be like 10 comma 5. Okay, it is going to see this 10 comma, the first argument is 10 and second argument is 2. What it is going to do, it's going to perform the division 10 by 2. After dividing it, you will have two components, right? One is the quotient component and the second one is the remainder component. Okay, this mod function returns the remainder value. The remainder value is going to be what? 0. Yes or no? Likewise, if I do this, what would be the remainder value? 10 for 10 comma 3. Anyone? Remainder value for 10 comma 3.
1.
1, right? 10 by 3. 10 by 10 comma 3 is what? 10 by 3, which is going to be what? 1. Okay. And if I do 10 comma 5, what would be the remainder value?
0.
0. This is the functionality. Just divide it and just returns the remainder value, not the quotient. 10 divided by 5 to be 0. Right? So how to check this? By using the dual function. Select mod of 10 comma 2 from 12. Okay, you get 0. Select mod of 10 comma 3 from 12. You get 1. Select mod of 10 comma 5 from 12. You should get 0. So justification has been given now. It's going to return only the remainder mod function. Okay. So each and every function looks very simple, but you should get an idea. You should get an idea exactly at the right situation where you will be applying all this. Okay, there is next function called as, you have something like for example, just take the employee table because it makes some sense. Here screen. Okay. Now let us select employee. Employee. Okay, I have a list of employees. Now if you see the for example, if you just see the employee numbers, there are odd numbers as well as there are some even numbers. It is a combination of odd numbers and the even numbers. Now what I'm trying to do, I just want to fetch all the employees from the employee table, right? Where the condition I'm doing is what? Where mod of the first expression I am passing the EMP number, okay, comma, the second expression what I can pass what? I can pass something like 2. Okay, mod of EMP number of 2, okay, equal to 0 I am saying. Okay, now what is the output that you got? Only the even number employees, right? So you know this condition, right? So for example, when the remainder is found to be 0, you perform an operation. If you perform an arithmetic operation, especially the division operation, right? When the remainder, when it is completely divisible, you get, when you divide any number by 2, when you divide any number by 2, and if the resultant value is 0, definitely it is going to fetch the even numbers, right? A calculation has happened here, and all the even numbers are returned. Yes, it is very easy. Let me... Now what you are trying to do, you are using the mod operation, right? So this mod operation, each and every time it is going to take all the employee number information. First is employee number 1. First employee number is 1. Okay, 1 comma 2, which is what it is going to do. It is going to do 1 by 2. It's going to do what? 1 by 2. Definitely 1 by 2, the remainder is 1 itself. When you not perform the complete division, it is going to be, remainder is going to be 1 itself. The remainder is 1. Definitely it is going to be what? It is going to be treated as false. Why false? Because you are also assigning the values. You are doing the comparison here. Okay, remainder compared with 0. It is like 1 is compared with 0. Okay, which is going to be what? Which is going to be false. So this row will not be returned. Now next row is what? Next row is first row. What is the second row? So this is the second row. So now look at the second row. Second row, the employee number is what? The employee number is 2. 2, and you want to perform the mod operation by passing the employee number, which is 2, comma 2, which means 2 divided by 2. 2 divided by 2, and the resultant value should be compared to 0. So this mod operation will return 0. You're comparing that with 0. It's going to return true. So that's why this data is getting retrieved. Okay, likewise, if you check each and every row, okay, the row which is satisfying our condition, the row which is satisfying this condition, that is getting required. If it is not satisfying, that is not getting required, because this is returning either true or false based upon the condition. Are you getting this, everyone? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
This is the importance of the mod operation. Okay, like this you may be getting a lot of chances. Okay, for example, if I just want to find the odd number, what I can do something like not equal to, opposite, inverse of this, you can get this. You are retrieving data of all the employees with odd numbers. Employee numbers are odd here, right? So this condition will ensure that the true is returned for John, Mike, Chris, David, and Dan. The false is returned for the remaining employee numbers. Right? So you will get a situation in the future where you will be using this mod operation. With practice, you will understand that. Or else in the future, if they are giving you any oracle statement, and if they are asking you to give you the results, okay, you can do that. You can do it very easily. With practice, you will get all these things. Next one is, there is something like the power function. Okay, the power function, it returns the power of the given expression. The syntax. Power m, it is going to accept 2 arguments. So when I say 2 arguments, the arguments can be like power of 2, 3. Okay, let us see the answer. Select power of 2, 3 from 12. Okay, you are getting it. So 2 to the power of 3 is it. Okay, this is just like when you pass 2 inputs here, those inputs will be treated like, first input will be the base, second input is going to be the power. 2 to the power of 3 is going to be what? Right. So there are few places, okay, instead of using for example, how we can utilize this very effectively in the employee table. Start from employee. Now you see, select star from employee, where I want to do what? I want to use the power. I want to use what? I want to use the power operator, right? So I want to double the commission. I do not want to double the commission. It is not really possible. Let's do, okay, I want to do manipulation on the department number. I just want to perform the manipulations on what? Manipulations on the department number. What kind of manipulations I am going to perform? I am saying power of department number, comma 2 I am saying. Okay, so where is it is going to be working on the relationship operators. 1 minute. So now if you see here, previously we were able to get the output by using the where clause. Previously we are able to get the output, right? But this time if I use the power operator, for the mod operator I am able to get the output, because this where is expecting the conditional check. Conditional check in the sense, if you look at the previous operator, mod operator, the mod operator is like it is going to return some value. That value has to be assigned. That value has to be assigned to a particular value so that you can perform the comparison. this mod function is expecting a comparison, right? When you do the same thing with the power operator by using the where clause, okay, it's saying what this is giving this kind of the information to us. Okay, what it is giving, it is saying invalid relation operator. It is expecting a kind of function here. It is expecting a kind of function. What I am trying to do, where department number comma 2. Okay, I am not being very specific here. Okay, if I want to be very specific, if I do something like equal to 1, it is not going to make any sense. Invalid relationship operator, because it is going to return, it is going to perform some other thing. It is going to perform the some other operation, right? So department number is 10, sir, it is valid. No, department number is 10, and if you pass to 10 to the power of 2, you will get the value just like that, right? If you say like that, yes, it is valid, but the mod function is expecting the relational operator. For example, you can do a kind of the comparison thing by using the mod function. If you want to apply that in a different scenario here, let me say something like select employee name, employee number, e name. Let me take the salary. Let me take some not salary, commission. Let me take commission. Commission. Okay, now I want to do what? I want to do power of commission comma 2 plus what is this missing double quotes in an identifier? What is it? Okay. Now you see, it is not making any sense. You are performing the power operator. You are you are consuming the commission. Okay? You are just multiplying it with the commission itself. This is not the actual scenario. But if you want to do this specifically, you can apply this for the employee number. If you want to just square the employee numbers to get the new employee number, you can apply this power operator for the employee number. There are some cases where you can apply this, you can apply for the department number also, so that you will get the new department number. You can do things like that. You can perform manipulations like that for the power operator. Making sense? Let's try to see another example. Yeah, in this table it is limited to this case. We can use the power operator with this limitation, because we have only the data that is not allowing us to perform the exact power operation that you wanted to do. In future we can see, we will come across a lot of statements where we will be using the power operations. So I don't think anything is there.